I have the feeling that the universe is giving Earth a green light. And so the question is what to do about this. So in order to understand what I said means, a good idea is to study the organization of life and the human is in the top of the pyramid and all other things are subordinate to human and God has created nature to serve the human. So the human is the one and only dominator, uh, recording a very nice song by Armin van Buuren. This situation is highly problematic. It restricts us from understanding its organi- and both nature and its organization, as well as our capabilities as humans. In my opinion, we have been doing an experiment uh, to try to understand what our very, very top of our consciousness is able to achieve. There are mental modules in the brain of the human that we are not aware of. We think of it as random or whatever. We are not aware of how to use, and we should try to do that. And the brain is only a part of our body. It is not. So if you lose your leg, you do not become a different human. But this is something to think about. So there have been cases of people with brain damage. Did they lose their identity? No. But this is also problematic with respect to the theory of evolution. So the classical example that Darwinian rather than Lamarckian evolution is correct is that if you have a child and don't have one leg, the child will not necessarily be born one-legged. And this is the same with the brain and ourselves. So I think we need to understand very well these types of situations. So I recall very well a more popular science description of a scientific article I had found a link on Facebook saying that um, Lamarckian evolution is not to be dismissed. Actually, Papadimitriou, in a talk he gave at the National Technical University of Athens, he suggested that Lamarckian evolution is not to be dismissed, and he gave as an example pointer dogs. And also this scientific article I mentioned before Papadimitriou's point, the point about Papadimitriou, this scientific article had uh, uh, um, experimentally tested the possibility of memory from a mice passing to the descendants. It was not a definitive evidence that memories can do that. I had discussed with some friends over beer, um, including Zoe Kournia, who I think is a faculty member at the Greek Academy of Sciences, something like that. I'm not sure exactly. That's my understanding. And uh, folks there were interested in finding out exactly what is the mechanism by which memories can go through. So the fact that Lamarckian evolution is a possibility, uh, it's some type like of logical evidence that is some type of logical evidence for my previous point. That if you lose your leg, you're not a different person. But this does not mean that there is a single point of consciousness and awareness and free will, etc. So I extrapolate some things here. This is an informal discussion, semi-academic. I try to be rigorous, but it's not academic discourse. That's what I mean.